Welcome, 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 trivalent beings of spirit, mind, and body. Time for the Ask Doc Alkebulanese Solution Show, sponsored by Prometheus Reborn Universal Foundation, also known as Proof. Its mission is to spread the trivalent understanding noetics, featuring stand-up philosophy that includes anthropology, psychology, biology, metaphysics, medicine, psychodrama, comedy, and music through a genre called edutainment, educating while entertaining, coined by KRS-One. The host of this wonderful show is Dr. Kwaku L. Carlisle Woods, RN, MD, Met D1, and myself, co-host, Dr. Hamida Rockman Woods, MED, PhD, Met D2. Welcome, 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 trivalent beings of spirit, mind, and body. Time for the Ask Doc Alkebulanese Solution Show, sponsored by Prometheus Reborn Universal Foundation, also known as Proof. Its mission is to spread the trivalent understanding noetics, featuring stand-up philosophy that includes anthropology, psychology, biology, metaphysics, medicine, psychodrama, comedy, and music through a genre called edutainment, educating while entertaining, coined by KRS-One. The host of this wonderful show is Dr. Kwaku L. Carlisle Woods, RN, MD, Met D1, and myself, co-host, Dr. Hamida Rockman Woods, MED, PhD, Met D2. Well, greetings to our loyal followers. As you already know, I have the PH.
I have the M.
We both have D's.
That makes us Doc squared.
The title of the day's show is The Same Stuff, but Different.
Ah, yes. But first, before we go there, I had a birthday this past Saturday.
Yes.
I was 75 years old.
Yes.
And boy, did I do a number on folks.
He did.
Yeah, we gave an edutainment experience, and we changed a bunch of lives that day.
With the Hip Hop Trio Plus, that's us.
Yes, the Hip
Imagine
Hop
that.
Trio Plus, that was us.
That is us.
There was us, and we was killing it, y'all. We was killing it. Our alder person was there. Deborah Gray attended, and she says, we didn't know y'all were that good. We need y'all to be doing some stuff with us. We have money in several pots to pay y'all. And yeah, we're going to take their money.
Yes.
But we're going to do what God says we're supposed to be doing.
That's right.
And one of those, my wife is going to get into a little bit deeper depth into, because we're still celebrating Kwanzaa.
Yes, but before that, we want to see that slide. Thank you for attending. And we want you to see the people that came to join us for the edutainment experience through the Hip Hop Trio Plus for Doc's birthday.
Now, hold on.
75th
Do
birthday.
not change the picture. You see the woman there with the purple dress on with the red hair all the way over on the right side? She's about third from the end on the first row right there. Her name is Norma Jean. Norma Jean, who does storytelling, called me up right after our edutainment experience and said, Doc, y'all need a new name. I hate to tell you this, but y'all too good for the name Hip Hop Trio Plus. It is just not strong enough for what you are doing. You need a bigger name, a better name, a stronger name. I told her, think of one, and we'll consider it. But that was the attitude that most of the people had when they came to our edutainment experience. After going through it,
Yeah.
yeah.
The second picture for thank you for the family. The family came together. Yes,
That's the
yeah,
one.
the family came together. Our daughter Daia and Jamila, Sadiqa, her sons, and her significant other. Brittany, our daughter Daia's significant other, our new grandson right there, me holding
Z.
on to Z, and of course Doc.
All
That's
in
the big
blue.
sign in front of the house. But we want to thank all our family members that participating hands-on to make this happen, because it did take a team to make it happen.
Yes, it
That whole
did.
weekend. Fortunately, our daughter Jamila, who is missing out of this picture because she had some moving to do, but I want to say that she organized a mother's birthing program and invited us to go that morning
Saturday
or that
morning.
early afternoon. And it was filled with pregnant women, those who had birthed, those who wanted to birth, children, doctors, and my husband got the opportunity to mingle in the field that he has worked in for over how many years?
50 years.
Yes.
More than 50 years.
Yes.
I've done all this stuff.
So the whole day, we couldn't have planned it even. I wouldn't have imagined that it was going to turn out like it did. Just imagine having it in a wonderful place like Ridall.
Everybody was amazed at the venue. Everybody was amazed at a place with that much atmosphere, space. Acoustics were fantastic.
Organic
Was that
feel to
close.
it. Yes.
Yes. And they teach the world urban gardening. I have been down there when groups from China, Taiwan, every country in South
Yes.
America has been to, Ridall to see what urban gardening is all about.
I share.
Oh my God.
So now we'll go to the Kwanzaa slide and talk about recap on Kwanzaa. As some of you know, Nguzu Saba
Yes.
was created by Dr. Malana Koenga, and there are 7 Nguzu Saba. My husband has taken it, Dr. Kwaku L. Carlisle Woods, RN MD Met 1, and made it more practical by practicing Nguzu Saba in a more effective order monthly. We started in January with Nia Faith. Nia is not faith. I take that back.
Nia's purpose.
Purpose. And then February, Imani, that's faith. Then March, which we just left, Umoja was unity.
Right.
So now we're in Koumba.
Koumba.
Yes. And Koumba means creativity.
Yes.
And that starts actually today,
That is
y'all.
so appropriate.
So hang on in there and try your best to appreciate these principles, because we should be not paying attention only once a year.
Yes. We should be paying not only strict attention, but the order of that attention dictates how effective it's going to be.
Yes.
That's why I changed the order. You first have to establish what your purpose is. Then you put faith into that purpose and gather collectively to be creative.
Yes.
That works. Now, back to the show.
Yes.
And as the show's title States. The same stuff, but different. To anybody who saw last week's show was mind-blowing, spirit elevating, and humanity documenting. I'm going a version of last week's show this week because it is so important it needs to be repeated. And what needs to be repeated is that Germany discovers that black Israelites' DNA confirms that they are the chosen people.
Slide 5, imagine that.
Okay, slide 5 is going to show you exactly what we were discussing.
They are the chosen people.
Uh-huh. African American part of the chosen ones. I'd like to change that.
Yeah.
Proven African Americans are the chosen ones.
Correct.
We're not part of. We are the chosen
Yes.
ones. When God chose a group, special group that was going to be, quote, his chosen people, he chose the Alkebulanese, who were our ancestors. Now, the Roman Pope of the Roman Catholic Church made a very similar disclosing about almost a month ago now, saying that, when Constantine decided he wanted to make Christianity the religion of Rome, Christianity was an Alkebulanese religion, practiced by Alkebulanese in Alkebulan. Yeshua ben Yosef, the person they were supposed to be worshiping, lived almost all of his life in Alkebulan.
Shay.
The day after he was born, he and his family went to Kemet. And that's where he grew up. We did last week a review of the Bible's chapters on this group. Deuteronomy 28th to the 32nd chapter,
Imagine.
there roundabout.
Yeah.
And we found out, 28:31 contains blessings and curses. Obedience to God's commands brings blessing, while disobedience results in curses. The chapter serves as a reminder of the choices we make in our spiritual journey. Now, let me break through all of that and tell you what exactly went down. The Jews had just left Kemet, which the Europeans call Egypt, and God was telling Moses that they're going to go to this land that he had staked out for them called Canaan, and they were going to get very successful. And that success is going to lead to them breaking away from the commandments and the regulations that the Most High gave his chosen people. He said, if that happens, when that happens, a stranger from far, far, far away, he actually said the ends of the earth, will come and put you into bondage. He will make you naked, thirsty, hungry, and put a yoke of iron around your neck and take you away and spread you all over this planet. That's what God told Moses was going to happen. He said all of these curses are going to pile up until the children of Israel remember who they are and whose they are and return back to the faith and the obedience that formed them into God's chosen people. When that happens, he said, we are going to be blessed as a people, and everything that we touch will be elevated, magnified. Our husbandry, our farming, our animal raising will be magnificent. He said our sons and daughters will be the best on the planet, and everybody will try to imitate them. Now, this was primarily said to Moses about those chosen people that he was taking with him out of Kemet. Strangely enough, that it also applies and applied then and applies now to those Alkebulanese who were sent out of Alkebulan in the Atlantic slave trade.
Let's look for that 8th slide because we're going to need it
Yes.
for right influence. Oh, wonderful,
It
Monica.
just turns out that's it. The lost tribes were the tribes of the southern kingdom of Israel. Now, you see Judah right there in there? And you see Benjamin right next to, under Ephraim. It has been determined that the primary tribes that were lost were Judah, Benjamin, and Eli.
Oh, Eli.
Those were the ones that were called the lost tribe, and they were the southern portion of the state of Israel. The northern portion, called Israel, was generally involved with the Babylonians and the Syrians and all these other people in wars and conflicts and stuff like that. The southern portion, Benjamin, Judah, and Eli, generally were not. Okay. Germany decided that Germany was going to do some research to find out where those descendants of Israel, those chosen people, are now. Who are their descendants now? Who are God's chosen people? They got geneticists, they got biologists, they got linguists, they got religious scholars, and they all met in Germany. It was in Heidelberg, if I'm not mistaken. And they took bone fragments, tendons, and other material from, these they took from Israelites who were alive during the reign of Solomon and Hezekiah and Ezra.
Now this slide probably to you all's left, when you're looking at it, well, at the TV you're looking right. So to the right is supposed to be Solomon's mummy.
Yes, and look at what color the mummy is. It wasn't an accident. Germany expected that this DNA that they were examining, once they pulled it out of those remains, was going to show Semitic European DNA. They were fooled totally and completely because it did not show any European DNA at all. Unexpectedly, it showed Alkebulanese DNA, and specifically the Alkebulanese that were sold in the Atlantic slave trade and now live in America, the Caribbean, Haiti, Brazil, and those Western Alkebulanese countries such as Nigeria, Ghana, and all of those there. Now, the Germans looked at pink Jews, specifically Sephardic and Ashkenazi Jews. These were Europeans who worshiped Judaism. They were not the original chosen people. And he checked their DNA and found none of it matched the DNA it pulled from these Israelites who lived during the reign of Solomon and Hezekiah. They did not have any of the Y chromosome or microsomal DNA that they were looking for. And just to make this really, really simple to you, they were looking primarily at the Y chromosome. The Y chromosome is passed directly from father to son. And especially in the case of the Levites, Levites were never permitted to marry outside their tribe.
So let's look at slide 8 again.
Uh-huh. Right.
That's it.
Levi is not on that slide. I looked for it before, couldn't find it.
Okay.
It's on this, should be on there where Judah and Simeon is. It's probably mixed in with that Simeon. But the Levites, according to God, were the only ones who could serve as priests or religious leaders. Rabbi, that's the word I was looking for. Rabbis.
And
They-
men at that.
Uh-huh.
Only the men.
Only the men. No women could serve at all. Period. This was back them days. Okay. They looked at all of those DNAs and all of those microsomal proteins,
Thank
and
you.
they found that all of these things were found in those people who were sold in the Atlantic slave trade. Basically, our ancestors were sold into slavery. And again, the Pope admits, yeah, we knew that the original Holy Family was Alkebulanese. They called them black or mixed race. We knew, and we had paintings and all sorts of descriptions of Yeshua ben Yosef and his family as being African. Yeah, and they had pictures where Joshua, the person they called Jesus of Nazareth, no such person existed.
Yeshua.
His name would be
Yeshua.
Yeshua.
Yeah.
He looked kind of like me. But you know who really? Well, we'll get into that later. We'll get into that later. Who really?
Because did you
like
see
me.
the hands on Solomon's mummy?
Yeah, huge, just
Yes.
like mine.
Yes. And your great grandmother.
Exactly, huge hands. Okay. Now they got all of these results from the remains in tombs during Solomon's, Hezekiah, and Ezra's reign from Jerusalem, Qumran, and other sacred ancient religious sites. The statistical probability of it matching all of our ancestors without it being true is so great, more than 1 in 3.5 million. Marcus Lomel!
Greetings,
Happy
Marcus.
birthday, Marcus! Thank you so much. I got to pump a pinky for you, bro.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Thank
very
you.
kind of you.
Yeah.
That's helpful.
That is wonderful. Absolutement. Okay. Again, statistical probability of this being wrong.
Bless you.
The statistical probability of matching to our ancestors without it being true is more than 1 in 3.5 million. So you have to go 3.5 million chances before this would come up as an error, which means It's not an era. It is a fact, Jack. It's true, Blue. Especially striking was the fact that one researcher retested so many times the machinery froze, convinced that a clerical error had occurred. He just messed up. Also striking was another group that were very much in that same lost tribe
Yes.
mix.
Imagine that. Let's go to 9.
They were the Limba.
Is that 9?
The
Yes.
Limba, that's the
it.
history of the Limba people.
Yeah.
And the Limba have been saying that they are the lost tribe of Israel for centuries. They have stories, they have songs, they have dances that all show and that all mimic all of the ancient Israeli culture. Strangely enough, the National Geographic magazine heard about the Limba and decided they were going to check on them. So they got some Limba men and drew their blood, and they went to Jerusalem to rabbis who are who are doing work right now in Jerusalem, and they drew their blood. The living rabbis in Jerusalem, they drew their blood, and they were both checked for this Y marker and other haptens that are marked in the ancient Jews. The rabbis in Jerusalem had this marker on the Y chromosome. 4 to 6% of them had it. The Limba had that same marker, but their marker was 10 to 12. They were more than twice as Jewish as the pink Jews in Jerusalem. This, along with the rituals that they practice, the names they named themselves and everything in their environment, was all, to a certain degree, Jewish-based. But they were doing this long before there was ever any Jews outside of Israel. Okay. In Germany, geneticists with historians, linguists, archaeologists, and cultural researchers traced the footprints of the Israelites, known as the chosen people. Similarities were profound. In Nigeria, the Igbo people there
Imagine that.
have lots and lots of the same traditions as Jewish people, including circumcision of all males at 8 days old. These were some of the Jewish practices, but they also had a lot of the Jewish religious and cultural practices as well. In Jamaica and Haiti, rituals mirroring Israel were as common as the sunrise. Alkebulanese Americans, especially in the state of Louisiana and the Deep South, have many Israeli-like rituals and customs. Now, I'm especially going to go to Louisiana because I worked there as medical director for many years and ended up becoming the state of Louisiana's representative to Congress, to the Meese Commission hearings, as I was vice president of primary care for that state. But we have been told all sorts of tales basic lies, and anything that would tear us down as a people by pink people who did not want to be pink people. They wanted to be us. And that's why they took our religion and tried to make it pink. They took our God and tried to turn him pink. They took our Savior and tried to turn him pink. Didn't work too well. But that is the world we live in. It's about finding your own purpose. And Hip Hop Trio Plus got a song for you all about it. Here you go. Listen to this.
This is the world we live in. You can choose to transcend it. This is the world we live in. You can choose to transcend it. This is the world we live in. You can choose to transcend it.
Life has a purpose before we even came to existence. Everybody had a mission that we said we had to do. Beg the Most High to come back so that we can serve and fulfill what we said we here to do. But no, life isn't easy like that. We came into this world with a bunch of challenges, but luckily enough, the Most High got us blessed, giving us a grace that we naturally possess. So why do we sit around acting like we don't? Got so many gifts that we naturally own. We get here for greater things, we can feel it in the soul. Gotta go deep, gotta search the unknown.
This is the world we live in. You can choose to transcend it. This is the world we live in. You can choose to transcend it.
Talk to Old Bay, giving paths to follow, not based on you. It's all kind of hollow. Your own understanding is best for your being. It's all about knowing. It's all about seeing that you, that God sees the best. You believe it's all in your hands. Don't be deceived.
Well, I got a few questions, cause I really been guessing. What would you do if you really knew you? We're on a mission.
Teaching you to listen,
Make images of what you hear.
Listening's a spirit
not mind,
It hears it, forgot what I feel.
not near.
to the power of you release.
This is the world we live in. You can choose to transcend it. This is the world we live in. You can choose to transcend it. You can choose.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You transcend this world with your appreciation. You transcend this world with your faith. You transcend this world with your belief in yourself, your ancestors, and your God. I shall. Okay. When Germany did this research at first, there was a little discussion. Then independent institutions across continents began replicating the results. Skepticism became a claim for consensus.
Imagine that. And meanwhile, we want to welcome Malik Wade. He has joined us a few
Good
seconds
girl.
ago. So happy to have you with us.
Ha ha! Thank you.
Slide
Thank you,
11.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hot dog. Okay. Slide 11 shows Germany submitted its findings to peer review and confirmed that the DNA of the ancient Israelites found its way through the transatlantic slave trade to America, the Caribbean, Brazil, and the western portions of Alkebulan. This mirrored the tale of ancient Israelites, exile, bondage, and eventual redemption. This is what we are going through right now.
And just heads up, where Sierra Leone is, that's in the same area as, or close to, in the same vicinity as Nigeria.
Where Senegal and Sierra Leone are, that's Nigeria.
Ghana as well.
Ghana's right below it.
And
right
Ghana's below it, yes.
Where Sierra Leone is. The Leone part of Sierra Leone. Okie doke. This mirrored, again, the ancient Israelites' exile, bondage, eventual redemption. In a symposium in Frankfurt, Germany, where academicians and scholars gathered to hear the findings in full, one German historian, not identified, said, "The Israelites of the Bible, the kings, prophets, and priests, their bloodline is not lost. It lives on in the black communities of America, Haiti, Jamaica, and West Africa.
Thank you.
The world called them slaves, but the DNA calls them the sons of Jacob, the sons of Jacob. Germany, a nation with a history of racial, religious, and cultural intolerance,
Let's see the next slide.
is now historically identified as the source of this cultural, racial, religious, and very, very personal new age. Now, these are the 12 tribes of Israel. Notice, Leah, the older sister of Rachel, was also one of Jacob's wives. Leah gave him Levi and Judah. That's part of our heritage, and I have been told I am from the tribe of Judah. I've also been told my wife is from the tribe of Levi. You see Rachel over on the side, that's the younger sister. That's the one that Jacob ended up with most of his marital life with. And she produced his two favorite sons, Joseph and Benjamin, the youngest. Joseph, of the multicolored dream coat, we know ended up in Alkebulan again, in Kemet again, because this is where Jews have a natural affection for. It is where they are from. Now, I say it's a very, very personal new age, and you see, what I mean by that last statement is that you need to see yourself as descendants
Imagine that.
of Moses, David, Solomon, Yeshua, Mary and Joseph, and even Adam and Eve. Now, you see that goldish statue that's on your left at the bottom? That's King David, and they broke off his nose because his nose looked like my brother's. But you look at his lips, and his lips, he is an Alkebulanese, but all of them were. And again, the Pope says the Roman Catholic Church knew that and knew they were lying. and knew they were changing history and knew that they were making all of Europe worship lies. King Solomon, look it up at the top on the right. Now, as I told you before, when you get a real close up of the boy's face, he looks kind of like me. He got my nose. He got my cheeks. They're really, really prominent cheeks. And he's got a chin that's kind of clefted like mine. I got a better queen than he does.
Moses does look like your brother.
Yeah, he does. He does. Moses looks like my brother Kerry.
Yeah, he's got a beard.
Yep. He looks like my brother.
Yeah.
He looks like my brother Kerry. Well, he's not Kerry anymore. He is
Solomon?
No.
No, Solomon Ramses.
no, I'm Ramses. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, my brother changed his name to fit the Muslim religion. He's an imam his name is Ramses Hassan now. But he looks just like that picture you got up there in the top left of Moses. That looks like my brother Kerry. Imagine yourself with those ancestors. That puts you to a higher test and puts you to a higher model than just about anybody else on this planet. And that's what pink people did not want us to do. Because pink people knew that if we understood who we were, when no way in hell we would ever obey them. Let alone the fact that they were using our Bible to say we're not human. Really, pink people. Because they do not think well. And let me explain it again. Two different things. They do not think well. They do not think effectively. If you don't believe me, look at what Lion 44.5, our president right now in America, is doing to the world. Is doing to the citizens of the United States, making us outcast with our own supporters, European bloc, South America, Canada, Mexico. He doesn't think effectively very well. He doesn't think very well. And he doesn't think about good things. He thinks about evil things. He thinks about threats. He thinks about bad things. He thinks about what's going to hurt him constantly. And pink people are constantly being told what to look out for, what's going to hurt them, what is screwing up their children, what's going to come down. Yeah, this is European basis. This is how pink people have always thought. Do not listen to a word I say. Use it as a basis for you finding out for yourself. Go read their history. Their history is about war after war after war after war, and what general did this, and what gave this, and what plague did this, and it's all about bad things. It's all about evil things. It's all about destructive things, because that's what they think about. They do not think about what is well. They do not think about what is good. They do not think about what is enabling. They do not put very much effort into any of those topics because that ain't them. Now, other problem is that we're not them. And they refuse to understand that. They think if we get power over them, we're going to do to them like they did to our ancestors. No, fool. We are not you. We have a whole nother agenda about doing what God says do, about following the lessons of the Most High. Again, God told Moses, when your people get into really, really tall cotton, when they got as much money as they can use, when their crops are really, really good, and they got all the wives they can handle, they're going to forget me. They're going to stop doing what they need to do. And I'm going to curse them by taking away everything. And that's what happened to our ancestors during slavery. And they had to rely on things that weren't about money, prestige, possessions, how high your ego could climb. One of the lessons and the blessings of slavery that our ancestors understood and started to live out was the fact that those were not the most important things in living. The most important thing in living was your faith in the Supreme Being. And doing those things that that Supreme Being thought was enabling. Pink people refused to let us learn to read or write because they feared the information of our own being that we could obtain by reading and writing. One thing they did allow us to do was go to church. And they lied up one side and down the other about Christianity, saying God had made our ancestors servants and we were supposed to be slaves. It's a lie. And they, at least in Rome, knew it was a lie. But they still practiced that lie anyway. What began in Germany as scientific inquiry has transformed into moral and metaphysical reckoning. By revealing these hidden lineages, it not only showed genetic codes, it exposed the truth and posed the searing question: what if the true Israelites were taken, sold, renamed, and scattered only to be rediscovered through the very science once used to deny their origin? Imagine that. Because that is the truth that every Christian will have to face. That is the reality that all of us must change our spiritual imaging to match. You are God's chosen. If you are an Alkebulanese in America, the Caribbean, Haiti, or Brazil, you are God's chosen. Not pink people, who were never chosen by God, who never were known specifically to him. God never made one statement specifically to pink people. He talked to humanity. And to God, humanity looked like this. To God, humanity had color. To God, humanity, as his chosen people, looked sort of like me. The women looked like her. Well, the good ones did.
Dottie, my darling.
Okay. During Saturday's celebration, we discussed all of this in depth and in detail with everybody who attended my birthday celebration. And we told them about the lies, misstatement, and outright perversions that pink people did in order to not let us remember who we were. They changed the history. They changed the education. They forbid us from learning to read or understand how to write because they kind of logically assumed that if we found out we were the chosen of God, we sure wouldn't give a damn about being chosen by them for anything. But they put into our spirits a whole lot of negative concepts and a whole lot of negative images of who we were and who our parents were.
Right.
And made us spiritual hostages to the lies that they told about our ancestry. One of the things that we did on my birthday this past week was a new song called Hostage to Your Bullshit. Now, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying bullshit. I'm saying bullshit. And I give you a definition about what that is in the beginning of the song, so you will understand what we're talking about. As you listen to the Hip Hope Trio Plus at my birthday celebration, telling everybody how not to be a hostage to some bullshit. Listen up, y'all. Okay, we got one last song. This last song should have been my first song because I've been practicing playing this song about 45, 50 years. Anybody here ever heard of a group called Brothers Johnson? Okay, we got some old heads giving it back in the no. Okay. Strawberry Love Letter 23? Yeah. Okay. All right. This, believe it or not, is Strawberry Love Letter 23. But it is totally and completely redone. I rewrote everything because, unfortunately, we have a major problem with ourselves. We have listened to all the bull crap that pink people have been saying about us for generations, and it drags us down, it drags us out, it drags us to be what we have never, ever, thank you, expected to be. And the lies and misinterpretations that pink people have told us have made us hostage to that bullshit. Okay. We have been taught to live without understanding of ourselves, and instead, we have been fed bullshit. Jit, definition, a way of considering reality through your own living feelings and viewpoint. Bullshit, a view of reality that basically ignores history, biology, anthropology, most science, and humanity in general. We are all infected and infested with this toxic bullshit. It stains our lives and lowers our self-expectations. Let's get the cure. The cure is a trivalent understanding I. 3 I. I spiritual, I mental, I physical. We will not be hostages to their bullshit. I can't be or be
hostage to your poor dreams.
Spirit, mind, and body.
No hostage to your poor dreams.
Now, I like that.
Oh yeah, we got through it.
I like
That
it.
was our first time singing that song in public. It's a new song for us.
Yes.
So we got through it really, I think good. We got through it really
We got
good.
through it really good. Okay,
Mark,
I'm not saying anything about it, babe. I'm not saying anything about it. I like the song. Mark Scott said, bullshit. Mark Scott, legal advisor on deck. No stuff. Mark, I need you to listen to the next 2 minutes. Okay. The story of the chosen people of God involves people going through some things. Those things are supposed to teach
Imagine
the lessons that God wants us/them to learn. Learning is easier when you listen. Again, listening means that you make pictures out of the meanings of things that you hear.
Can we get
That's
a
called
close-up?
listening.
Yes.
The spirit is involved in listening because your spirit visualizes and imagines. Your mind doesn't do that.
Madase.
Learning, therefore, is much easier when you listen. Learning means you practice what you understand until it becomes part of you. Once it is part of you, it is part of your spirit. You have learned it. And not just hear it, because listening gives you a spiritual image, and hearing doesn't. I create pictures in my mind as I read. No, that's wrong. I create pictures in my spirit as I read.
Yes.
Okay. That image is affected and influenced by what you are told, experience, believe, imagine, or see. All of those things put images in your spirit. By whatever route or means, improving that image, improving everyone's or anyone's self-image of themselves should be a conscious effort by all of humanity. Enabling, elevating, or improving anyone's image of themselves should be encouraged, lauded, accepted, and funded. This is what pink people have never, I repeat, never done.
You could take the slide down.
We have consulted our legal advisors. Mark, listen to this. We have consulted our legal advisors and are going to sue the Roman Catholic Church for financial and cultural support for a world tour of the Hip Hope Trio Plus to play in all the media centers of the world, our edutainment experience of life-changing composition, exposing the history, culture, capture, and enslavement of the chosen of the Most High God of Israel, and their return and redemption. May the Lord bless you and the ancestors continue to protect you. And by you, I mean YOU. That stands for your own understanding. It is my job to give that to humanity. And I have been doing that seriously for 75 years. I started teaching children by the time I was 5. I had classes that everybody in the neighborhood came to. In martial arts and gymnastics and music and anything I could do. Mark Scott says, "Go down, look right there it is. Come on, boy, talk at me. Talk at me." And again, may the Lord bless you and the ancestors continue to protect your own understanding.
Yes.
And we are now at the end. We are 1 minute past. Hot dog, I'm right on time because I got to get out of here and make it. Yes, sir.
I got a question real quick.
Please, come on, give me a question real quick, man. You know I got to go pick up some bread on my way.
Hey, you showed the slide with the 12 tribes of Israel.
Yes, sir.
It looked like, was it Isaac that had, I guess he had sex with his 4 sisters?
No, that's Jacob.
Jacob. I'm sorry, Jacob.
Yeah,
He had
again,
sex-
there was no J in the
You're right.
in the Jewish
Yakub, yeah.
dictionary. His name was Yakub.
So he had
No.
sex with his 4 sisters.
No, not with his sisters. With his wife's sisters.
Okay.
That's what he had sex with. He had sex with his wife, and then he had sex and had children. See, Leah is the older sister of Rachel. And that Rachel was his first wife.
Okay. I was about to say, because what about incest and all of that type of stuff? Talking about if you do that, then you have mentally challenged children.
Yes, sir.
I was about to say, I know he wasn't doing that.
No, we weren't doing that. Pink people were doing that, saying it made the line stronger. Mm-hmm. They were screwing themselves up genetically and have been doing it for about 1,000 years. Mm-hmm. Now you remember Bilal was Rachel's servant, and of course she was the one who started all of the Muslims. All of the Muslims came out of Bilal. Naphtali and Dan. Okay. Does that answer your question, my brother?
Yeah, that answers that question.
All right. Okay.
So let me ask you this about the Roman Catholic Church.
Yes, please.
Suing them. What's your first step on something like that on that scale?
The first step is to file a case. And we got Owen doing that right now. Owen France is in the process of doing that as we speak. We have met twice already on doing exactly that. And he is in the midst of doing that right this second. Yep. So, Mark, get in touch with me. We put you in there with Owen and his crew. And everybody's going to get paid hugely. Our ancestors, made America. They created this place. They plowed the fields. They planted the crops. They harvested the crops. They put them through the gin. They built the houses. They built the road. They did everything to make this place. And we're paid nothing. We're paid with beatings, rapings, lynchings, and torture. And pink people, especially those in Rome, knew who the hell we were and lied like a rug to everybody. Oh, that is Owen. That is Owen.
Oh,
that is Owen.
I was trying to figure out who is Mark Shaw.
Who is Mark Shaw?
Oh, Owen.
Oh, now I understand.
Hey, Owen.
That's my legal advisor.
Yes. He's right on it.
He is right on it. Yes, he is. Okay. I think we got to now say peace, y'all, which stands for proper education always corrects error. And that's what we want the Roman Catholic Church to pay us to provide, proper education.
Thank you all for joining. Oh, yeah. Thank y'all for joining us.
Hey, Mark Scott say. For real, y'all. That's beautiful.
Love y'all. We out.
We out.
Oh, you made it to the end of the video. Well, I am tired a little bit differently. I'm dressed as Baba Amwa. If you would like more of your own understanding, like, share, and subscribe.
Yes.
And go to the sites that we have listed around us. The Most High is good.
And the ancestors are kind.
Thanks
for having us on your minds.
Peace.